Hi, this is Neil. Welcome to another episode of Tekken Breakdown. Today we will look at Harrier's stance of Katarina. I've played her for a while since the patch. It seems many people don't have a clue about the Harrier stance and the mix-ups. So here we are, break down the entire full chart and provide you some best options to deal with the stance. If you love these contents, please like and sub. Also make sure to watch to the end. There are several secret tips at the last section of the video. And the download link for a spreadsheet of the test results I had or haven't included here. So without further ado, let's get started. First of all, if you get hit by these transition moves, you should consider blocking the Harrier mix-ups. Challenging or stacking them in a massive minus frame is not wise. You might be able to get away with some slower one, but it's not worth the risk. Most of the time, Katarina players use these transition moves to force Harrier mix-up. Now let's break down these situations. Harrier stance itself has a high crush property. Katarina also can choose to stay crouching after the Harrier. Combining with Harrier 1, which also a high crush, challenging it with a high attack is not a priority option. Harrier moves have fixed speed, but the actual speed varies depending on the transition moves. There are 7 transition moves. 5 of them will leave her in -1 frame. And 2 of them will leave her in +3 frame situations. Harrier 1 is 12 frame fast, so Harrier 1 comes out at 13 frame in -1 transitions, which will trade with 13 frame mid like generic downfall 1. In +3 transitions, Harrier 1 becomes 9 frame fast. These features also apply to all Harrier moves. Harrier 4 is 15 frame fast, so it comes out at 16 frame in -1 transitions, or 12 frame in +3 transitions. Retaliating with a mid after these transitions are very dangerous. All Rage Art can armor through all Harrier mix-ups and punish it. Most Power Crush can do the same. But some of them are too slow to punish Harrier 1 or Harrier 3. Also, Katarina can cancel Harrier stance after the transitions. She can block at 14 frame or 18 frame moves accordingly, which is good enough to block most armor moves or Rage Art. Armor moves are kind of risky sometimes. A 10 frame jab seems to be a more reasonable option. It is guaranteed to stop all ground mix-ups or punish Harrier stance. These alone are punishable by down jab. To avoid it, the only option Katarina has is to use Harrier moves that can jump over jab. A side note here, some down jab are too short to punish 444, beware of it. That one itself is -9 on block, Katarina can choose not going for the Harrier stance, but parry the jab for a combo. The real threat for down jab is that when Katarina uses these fast recovery pokes to bait your jab, then the punishment is not just a low parry combo but a big launcher. Down jab may be crushed by Harrier jump options, low parry or whip punish. This is definitely not perfect, but use it occasionally can force a mix-up back to Katarina. They have to either stop using Harrier mix-ups or pick risky moves to punish your down jab. You should consider down jab as part of the answer to the Harrier mix-up scene. Down jab may be the best option when your movements are limited. Either you're using big characters or there's a wall blocking the way. We can all agree that the most used options from Harrier are 1-4 and down 4-3. Ducking Harrier 1 and launch it is the reasonable guess. But Harrier 4 can cover that. Fuzzy guarding 1 and 4 are almost impossible. The speed of them is too close. Harrier down 4-3 is only -12 on block. Low parry is the best way to punish it. Besides blocking the mix-ups, characters with average movement can stab most of the options. Most female characters are able to avoid Harrier 1 in +3 situations by sidestep right, but not side walking. Lydia, Master Raven and Safina are the exceptions. They can't stab it like other females. Large characters or below can only avoid Harrier 1 in -1 situations, and they must do it by sidewalk right. Harrier 4 tracks pretty good to your left side, but very poor to your right side. Even Panda can step right to avoid it. Harrier down 4-3 is super linear and very easy to step. For the rest of the Harrier moves, they are much slower and more vulnerable to movements. Except for Harrier down 4-2. This move has decent tracking to both sides. Since we know how to step the Harrier mix-up, we can build our strategy or option select accordingly. Most female can simply step right to avoid most of the mix-ups from -1 to +3. No extra option select is needed. Medium and large characters can't step Harrier 1 in +3 situations, but step right can avoid Harrier 4. So stepping right in a quick duck can be an effective option select against the Harrier mix-ups. After blocking -1 transitions, large characters or below can sidewalk right to avoid most Harrier moves, which is an alternative to the SSR duck. Using the option select, even bulky characters can use movement to beat Harrier mix-ups, especially after -1 transitions. Katarina actually has ways to counterplay the OS or the stepping strategy. Delaying the Harrier options can realign to stepping opponents. Which is extremely effective against characters with moderate movements or below. Harrier Downfall 2 can track both ways. The move itself is not rewarding though. It only has a high extension, -2 on hit and punishable on block. Still, it is the easiest way to catch stepping. Thank you for watching. The last part includes some unexpected results when running these tests for Harrier moves. I've dropped down some notes in a spreadsheet. Check out the link in our Discord. We share fighting games info there. Join us and meet some homies. Gigas is the only character that can sidestep left to avoid both Harrier 1 and 4 after +3 transitions. Harrier can sidestep left to avoid Harrier 4 in +3 situations. Kazumi's Downfall 2 can crush both Harrier 1 and Harrier 4. Yoshi's regular flash is shot against Harrier 1, but not in no sword stance. Actually, NS's flash is guaranteed to punish all Harrier options. Do you have any special ways to avoid these mix-ups? Tell me in the comment or our Discord. Also check out other Tekken guides in my channel as well. See you next time, bye!